between 10 guys, that's not difficult to do if one calls in sick.
We used to, though. It's time for bookkeeping, beer, and BS.
As a business, as you continue to grow, I feel like that dip, I mean, it doesn't necessarily hurt less, but because you've crested, you're so much higher. Like when you first start off, you have that, it's a gigantic hill and then you just kind of crash down.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be like that third week of June, early July was like, oh crap, we don't have a business anymore. And a lot of guys will get into it right now. And then you'll see a lot of stuff go on sale that first, second week of July. And now getting to a point where, we'll push some stuff to July. We typically are never booked out more than a week or two. Like I've always been a big proponent of having massive production capabilities and then putting that additional pressure on us to go ahead and sell and keep everybody busy. Like sometimes we would have days where like Thursday didn't have work and it's Tuesday and it's like, all right, yes, man, we can take care of you tomorrow. We
just had an opening. We just got an opening.
Yeah, we just got an opening, but that's always been something like we will still do awesome numbers each month, but it's not on some big, being booked out 4 weeks can be kind of nice and give you a little bit of confidence in it. But we've just always lived on that edge of, I want to be able to bring enough force to bear when necessary. So,
yeah. And you definitely don't want to leave money on the table. Like someone calls, they need it done tomorrow. You don't want to lose that opportunity to get that revenue. So I think one of the things that we do is if they're in need of something right away, we're still usually able to squeeze them in. Mm-hmm. Kind of like if an employee was to call in sick, we're not losing any revenue because of that. We're just shuffling some things around, and between 10 guys, that's not difficult to do if one calls in sick.
We used to, though. We used to I think the year before and definitely before we merged, Andy, we used to that used to be a big hit, right? Like if you couldn't get to somebody, like that revenue was gone. You were never, if they canceled or skipped or you had to bump them back, they just took somebody else's place later and that revenue was gone.
Yep.
But I think, Andy, to your point, one of the benefits of the scale is that the percent impact, because you have 13 vehicles out there, it gives you some runway, some ebb and flow to push a little bit on this day and give a little bit on that day where you don't lose that revenue on those types of situations.
Well, and that's where, early on, if you've got 2 trucks and one breaks down, you lost 50%. Mm-hmm. There's not a big way that you overcome that. And so it's the whole, you got to have, 8 guys to have 6, or 10 guys to have, 7 or 8 sometimes, just depending on, or at least giving you that flexibility. And then sometimes the guys are like, oh man, we got way too many people here. And then it's like, well, no, guys, you see how last week so-and-so was sick and then this and this happened. And, so that's why we have extra people to make that, not hurt us quite so bad.
Yep.